Hello guys, Anmol, Gurdev and Ben here.
Hi guys.
We're coming to you live for another episode of Paris and Baz Cast, our weekly episodes where we bring on new guest speakers to talk about different topics that impact property management, sales and finance, the three services that we provide. So today we've got Ben Plohl from BFP Property joining us to talk about borderless investing, so sort of opportunities outside your own backyard and in other states, and seeing what would work best according to people's scenarios. So thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No worries.
So just a brief introduction by yourself, background, Ben?
Yeah, sure. So, founder and director of BFP Property Buyers Agents, helping investors source property around the country and also home buyers in the hills here in Sydney. So my background's actually, I'm a chartered accountant and an ex-CFO. I was in that career for 15 years, but I've also invested for 15 years as well. So I bought my first property at the age of 18, and
wow. So you've done it all, so you know the experience.
Yeah, so property's always been a part of me, and I guess I got that bug pretty early on and found the opportunity to set up my own business and help people, I guess, achieve a little that,
so you've got the audience experience, you've done it yourself, so it's easy to
100%, yeah.
Very good. So firstly, what's the key growth areas across Australia? I think what people would
so touching on borderless investing, the topic of borderless investing, how do you define that?
Yeah, so I guess borderless investing is really looking outside the location that you live in for opportunities.
Yep.
A lot of people think that they must invest in an area that they are familiar with, or somewhere in a location that they can see, drive past it, etc.
Yep.
But my attitude is the concept of borderless investing, where you should look for opportunities in markets across the country, and take advantage of those opportunities that properties are in a different part of the property cycle. Obviously, we know that different markets move in different cycles, so take advantage of those areas that I guess are performing better than the place that you live in, I guess.
Sure. And as I've seen Luke come on as well, I think he also mentioned the importance of having a team. So although it is off in a different market, having a team on site there that can manage that for you is definitely a critical part of the investment, so that even though you're not physically there, you've got someone looking after it. Would you say?
Yeah, no, 100%. So I guess with the concept of borderless investing, most people or investors are not comfortable, looking outside of the area that they live. So they'll engage, a professional, be it a buyer's agent, to I guess leverage off that experience to tap into those markets that are performing well. So taking advantage of a bit of on-the-ground experience, a lot of research and data that buyers agents like myself do, and just sort of exploit that sort of data and understanding.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So what's the key facets you normally look for when you advise clients where to invest?
Yeah, sure. So I guess the big one is the understanding the local economy in that area. I'm big on investing in an area that has multiple economies, not just a single economy, say like a mining town. So looking at cities that have multiple sources of business revenue and growth. Population's another big one. Looking for cities that have a sustained population growth, be it interstate migration or overseas migration, moving into that city. Obviously, the bigger the population, the demand for property will grow, hence your growth will come.
So there's a number of factors. There's not one specific thing.
No. I think there's about 20 or 30 different factors that I need to be satisfied with in order for me to present an opportunity to a client. And it's there's a lot of things that you need to look for.
Yeah, sure. And what are the markets that you are focusing on? What are their different areas within them?
Yeah, so at the moment, a lot of my clients are investing in parts of Brisbane. The north side of Brisbane is probably the most common, and also in the middle ring suburbs of Brisbane as well. So closer to the CBD, there's some really good opportunities in those markets. Again, your price point or your budget might need to be a little higher in order to exploit those opportunities. Adelaide is another one. Inner to middle ring suburbs of Adelaide. There's some exceptional opportunities. Again, the Adelaide market is sort of is experiencing significant growth, and I expect personally that growth will continue. That the economy of Adelaide is going through a significant change, and
I've noticed a lot of subdivision land, house and land banking
Yeah.
going up in Adelaide.
100%. And look, the other one is Sydney. Look, Sydney is it at the bottom? Look, who knows? Potentially not. But I've got clients now that are looking to take advantage of properties that have significantly come off in terms of price.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we enter those markets and buy those properties and then take advantage of the
Renovate,
upside when the market does pick up.
Yep.
Predominantly development sites, R3, R4 zone sites that we can pick up on the cheap. There's opportunities everywhere if you know where to look.
And what about Tasmania? There's a bit of a price hike there in the recent years. How's that looking?
Yeah, so personally, I invested in Hobart and did quite well.
Okay.
There's other parts or pockets of northern Tasmania that present decent opportunity, more from a yield play.
Yeah.
There's still certain areas that probably have a bit of growth left.
Yeah.
Launceston's one that hasn't experienced the same level of growth as Hobart. There's certain parts of that city that you may be able to, I guess, jump in and take advantage of future growth. And also regional Victoria, there's a couple of major cities in regional Victoria that present some interesting opportunities as well.
So there's a number of areas, depends on the customer circumstances where you advise.
Correct, yeah. So it's all around, what their strategy is. Are they looking for a growth play or a cash flow play?
Yeah.
What their budget is. It's obviously going to dictate where we can invest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And what about for owner occupiers? You're based in the Hills District. You look for your clients as well, based here around this area.
Yeah. So I've started helping people who are looking to buy a family home here in the Hills. And I'm finding that the clients that are coming to me for assistance are the ones that are very time poor. They're either professionals where they're working significant long hours, and they don't want to waste their sort of Saturday mornings looking at properties. So they'll engage someone like myself to take that on for them, and also getting access to off market opportunities. So I've built a decent network of agents in the area. So when I get a new client, I'll present a brief to a select few of agents, and then they start to present opportunities. So
and it takes the stress out of it as well, because it's
exactly.
a daunting time for families.
100%, yeah. And a lot of people I find are a little distressed, sort of negotiating with agents. It's a bit intimidating. So
negotiation's not everyone's forte.
Well,
so someone can do that. And
outsourcing
has that sort of,
is something that they're sort of happy with, and from my experience, real estate agents enjoy working with buyers agents where you can sort of just get into a room,
keep it,
do the deal, and
exactly.
both sides are happy, and you move on. So I see that market for buyers agent services in the Hills will continue to grow. Because I think there's a lot of people that need help.
Injecting, Anything to add to that?
Have you got anything on the list?
I think, basically, so in terms of borderless investing, so basically it depends on where the customer wants to invest, the area, their personal circumstances. So where's the golden hotspot, you would say, at the moment, if you were to narrow down? I know it's a bit of hard to say.
Yeah, look, it's I don't really prescribe to hotspots, right? It's more just taking an educated decision and looking at markets that are fundamentally sound.
What sort of factors are you considering when you're looking at investing in other? What's determining? Is it capital growth, as you said, or is there anything else in particular?
So a big one is obviously population growth. So understanding or getting a real good understanding that this city will grow in terms of its population. Having a good understanding of supply and demand of a particular area. We try to avoid investing in an area that we know there's significant amount of stock coming to the market in terms of new estates, etc. So look, Brisbane is one that I think a lot of people are excited about. But look, it's one that probably hasn't done a great deal over a long period of time. But from an affordability perspective, I think it still offers really good opportunities. From a rental yield perspective, you can buy properties that kind of look after themselves. You don't need to fund them. Correct.
That sort of money.
But look, obviously, in terms of growth, your Sydneys and your Melbournes will most likely perform the best over a long period of time. Sydney and Melbourne are now obviously towards the lower end of their property cycle, but I've seen properties that have come back significantly in price over the last, say, 18 months. So taking advantage of those opportunities is probably a decent strategy at this point in time.
And what's a commonly asked question when buyers engage your services? What would they normally, their major concern when they get your services, when they look for a property?
Yeah, I guess the biggest sort of question that I get is, are we investing in an area that is going to guarantee growth? Look, there's no guarantees in life,
right.
and especially in property where there's no guarantee that a market will. But I sort of take a step back and look at the fundamentals of a particular region, and if those fundamentals stack up from an economic perspective, population growth perspective, affordability perspective, that's the stuff that gets me excited and gives me confidence.
Then it's an educated decision, calculated decision.
Correct. Yeah. So being an accountant, I treat it as a business. Investing is always a business. It's all about the numbers.
Adding up,
Numbers have to stack up at the end.
Correct. Yeah, and it's also about keeping emotion out of it. Buying the family home is full of emotion, and that's a different transaction. But investing, we need to try and be emotionless and sort of
about numbers.
Correct. Yeah, and just as a guide, I've bought and owned about 8 properties in my career, and personally, and I've only ever seen 2, and one of them is my family home here in the hills.
Yeah, sure.
So it's about buying property that you don't necessarily have, you've not seen, or you've used another expert to sort of source it for you. And I think
someone finds it, someone manages it,
correct,
and you're getting the money in the account. That's what the main
thing
thing is.
It's
looking after yourself.
I've bought a lot of sight unseen properties, and personally, obviously now as a buyer's agent, I see everything.
So the buyers, they get more comfortable and
correct,
the transaction and
correct,
second, third, fourth becomes more easier.
100%. Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. I think that's everything. Have you got anything else to add? Last final words.
That's hopefully people got a bit of value out of that.
That's it. Yeah, no, absolutely. Excellent content. There you go. We've got a supporter there. Thank you so much for watching. Do tune in next week. We've got Stu Benson coming in to talk about the topic of auctions, so demystifying auctions, a process that not everyone feels comfortable attending or taking their property through. So do tune in for that. And we've also got a number of other guest speakers coming throughout this month and next month. Thank you so much for your time, Ben. If you have any other questions, do let us know. As I've mentioned last time as well, we've created a panel of guest speakers that we can call upon for different advice for different areas. So if you are looking for anything in particular from an investment point of view, if you have any particular questions, do feel free to reach out. We're more than happy to guide you through for that one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.